Hey, thanks for checking out the video. If you all like it, please like and subscribe, and hope you all enjoy it. Have a great rest of the day.
The red coats, the bad guys, basically were equipped the same way. I've got that black bag that carries my ammunition. My ammunition for my musket was preloaded in a paper cartridge. It has the ball, the bullet in the bottom of it, and black powder in the top, and I carried about 30 of them in that bag. And it would ride right here on my hip. I have a canteen, and I have what they call a bayonet frog to carry my bayonet. This is my backpack, and basically everything you see on the blanket goes in my backpack. I have a blanket to sleep in, and that also kept the rain off of me at nighttime if I didn't have a tent. I had a spare pair of socks. I had a spare set of soles for my shoes because I walked everywhere. There weren't trains or buses or trucks or anything like that. You walked. So I'd walk all the way from Philadelphia to Charleston or to Savannah and then walk back up here. So my shoes would go bad, so I'd have to carry extra leather to fix my shoes. I have a hat to sleep in to keep my head warm. I have a spare shirt. I have my pipe and tobacco because I like smoking. I have my fire starting kit. I have, this is what, y'all probably have something I think called the internet, and y'all get to watch Bluey and things like that. At nighttime, I get to play cards and play with dice. That was my form of entertainment. My pocket knife, my housewife. This is my housewife. It's my sewing kit because I have to fix and repair all of my clothes. My buttons constantly pop off. I wear a hole in my pants. So I have to sew everything. I have a shaving kit because you had to stay cleanly shaved. I have a leather journal. I write that's my diary. And then I get issued food. Every 6 men in the Army, one of the 6 would be issued a spade or a shovel. One was carrying an axe, and one of them carried just a bucket like this. So all 6 of these men every day were issued like 4 ounces of beef, or 6 ounces of dried pork, and 8 ounces of cornmeal, and 4 ounces of dried peas. So every day they would all throw their stuff into this one bucket, those 6 guys, and cook a meal. And that's when you hear like a mess kit or a mess term. It was a mess. So that was what we cooked out of. You may have had a spoon, you may have had a bowl, or what they called a trencher or a plate to eat out of. And you carried it all in your backpack. Your food was carried in a separate bag so it didn't mess up. You see how greasy this thing's starting to look? It would keep your food separate from your clothing. Now the food that I've got with me right here, some of it's stuff that I brought from home or bought from local farmers. The dried pumpkin seed, this is parched corn. This is corn that you take and put in the skillet and heat up, and it dries almost like popcorn, but then again it's just, but you can chew it. Dried peas, Spanish chocolate, which is kind of like chocolate with cinnamon in it, ship's biscuit, and bacon. So that's all of that. And I carry all that basically in my haversack. Now Greg and I are going to tell y'all about the guns. The guns have two distinct type of weaponry was basically used in the Revolutionary War. There were rifles and then there were muskets. Take it away, Greg.
So the big difference between this one and that one is if you look right here in the barrel, you can see the little grooves. You see the groove? See the little lines in there? Yeah. So see them, Isla?
And see, mine is very smooth.
See the little groove, and you can see his looks like a pipe. So what these grooves done was when you fired the gun, the bullet would grab onto them grooves and it would spin like y'all seen football, right? Y'all watched football. See, you know, when the quarterback throws the football, he's got that ball spins. So what that does is that creates the accuracy. That one is a lot smaller bullet versus how big
diameter of the barrel
is. So that bullet, when it went down, it would just do whatever it wanted to do. So you see the woman there in the green playing the music over there? He might be able to hit her with that. But with mine, I can shoot somebody from here to that building pretty easy. But this one takes a lot longer to load.
It takes him about a minute to load, and it takes me about 15 to 20 seconds to load this. So the true advantage of me is if I'm down here and he's up at the building, he gets one shot at me. I'm going to throw my bayonet on him, and I'm gonna load and shoot and start running, load, shoot while I'm on the run. So I'm shooting at him while he's loading. Then I'm gonna get close enough to him and I'm gonna make him leave the battlefield because he can't carry a bayonet. His barrel is wood all the way, they can't incorporate a bayonet. And see, mine is a socket bayonet that allows me to load and still shoot and still carry the bayonet. So the whole purpose of this arms, and this is now an arm, it was a musket, but when you add the bayonet to it, it becomes an arm. This arms was to get close enough to use the bayonet to push the bad guy, push your enemy off the field. And the way battles were won or determined won was whoever was last occupying the ground. So if I got him to run off and leave, we technically won the battle.
It don't matter if my side killed 200 and they only killed 2. They still were on the battlefield and we wasn't.
What? Yeah, have y'all got any questions? Would y'all like to wear some of this and carry some of this around today and walk around with all this on you? How about you? We can fit you up.
You want to see how heavy this is?
You want to hold it for me?
Now, surely you got questions. Come here.
Heavier than your BB gun?
Yeah, this is a little heavier than a Red
You
Ryder.
want to hold it?
This has got the bayonet on the end of it.
Yeah, you can hold it.
Kind of heavy.
It's not going to hurt you.
Now think about marching. Think about marching with this to Charleston, and you got to carry that with you and wear that backpack carrying all that.
All right. We figure off.
I think 12 pounds with the bayonet. It might be a little
You
more.
want to see this one?
Now, his is rifle. His is fairly lighter.
It ain't my mud, just because of the barrel.
You've not seen the video. It weighs
Really. See how, I mean, look at the difference in the barrel.
Well, it's not only that, but look at the stock. See, there's a reason. There's a reason. See, mine's real thick down through here, but the reason is when I get into a battle, I can turn it over. Wham! That's the reason they put this swale in right here. See how the stock swings out right there? It's a good place for my hands. So I
See,
can get
mine
leverage.
ain't nearly as thick, so mine
And I
can
can
break
club
on his
it.
head,
I can-
especially as hard-headed as he is.
Yes, that's true. So his was an elegant hunting piece that they used in battle. This was strictly made for being in battle, being in a war.
Wow. So both of these, you're gonna shoot standing, unsupported.
You
holding
can fire. He can fire from kneeling or prone or anything along those lines. This can be fired that way too. They're much harder to reload because of the length of them and the operation to it. Basically, to load and fire one of these, you take that paper cartridge I just had over there in my hand. You would take that paper cartridge, you tear it with your teeth, you pour a little bit of powder in this trough or pan, you see that? And then you close this, that's called the frizzen, but we actually back then called it a hammer. Then you go to full cock, well, then you pour your powder down and the ball, draw out your rammer, and ram it down the barrel.
You wouldn't go full cock at that point.
Yeah, you wouldn't be at full cock, I'm sorry, I stand corrected. And then you have to return your rammer. And then once you get done, you come up here like this, and then you're like this, and then your officer tells you, make ready, and you come around, and you go to full cock, present, and you aim at somebody. Now watch what happens when I pull the trigger. What?
Nothing.
Nothing.
That's why I hate messes.
Oh, yeah, it's supposed to create a
I'll
spark.
do it.
Yeah.
So that was half cock. Close the frizzen, pull it full cock, and then what's this one? See the spark?
Spark.
Yeah. And that spark sets the powder off in the pan, which then sets the main charge off in the barrel. Yeah.
There's a better one.
Do these actually fire?
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes,
Got a
you
good
can
flint.
actually, you can actually
We could hunt with these.
hunt with these.
Nice.
Well, not his. You wouldn't want to hunt with that.
Nah.
Maybe Dove.
It would be inhumane to hunt with this.
But yes, I can actually hunt with this one.
Cool.
But they're operational firearms, and I have live fired that one before.
That's cool. Can I